I appreciate being here tonight. I appreciate all of you taking your time out to come tonight to hear us speak. I need to start off tonight, I think, with showing you, I got a call early this morning about a postcard that many people received in the mail this morning that says that my certification's been revoked, that I can't be in law enforcement, that I can't be the next sheriff. I've got a paper here that I printed off the computer from Post today. It says I'm in good standing with Post. I have my certification. I can be in law enforcement, and I can run for the office of sheriff. So I want any misunderstandings, please be cleared up with that. I don't know where this originated. I don't know why it originated, but it did originate this morning, and I fielded numerous calls throughout the day trying to clear this up. But I do want to thank you for being here tonight. As the sheriff, if you elect me, I want to be accessible to all the citizens. I want to be out and about. I want to hear what their complaints are. If you call and want to talk to the sheriff, I want to be the one that calls you back. I want to hear your complaints. I want to hear your concerns. Another thing I want to do, and I've talked about this as I've gone around the county, is I want to cut wasteful spending, what I consider to be wasteful spending. I think when the sheriff's office took on the collection of taxes and took that officer out of the investigative division and put him at the government center collecting those taxes, I think that was a wasteful spending move. I think when we send our money to Carrollton, to a company up there that collects these taxes or makes these foreclosures, we need to keep that money right here in Troup County. We need that money to stay here. I need that officer to be on the road out here working burglaries, working thefts, and fighting crime. I also have told people, as I've gone around the county, that I want to continue our youth programs. Our third grade junior deputy program that I taught for several years in the elementary schools that teaches our third graders to say no to drugs, to be safe at home, to be safe at school, and bicycle safety. I think that's a very important thing that we have to do for our young people. I think we have to reach our young people at an early age. I want to keep the CHAMPS program in the 5th grade. I think we've got to tell our young people before they go to middle school some of the things they're going to be facing, and that is peer pressure, that's bullying, that's trying to get them to do drugs, that's trying to get them to do alcohol, and I think we've got to get that message out there. If they don't need to do that, that we're going to work with them on that. I also want to keep the school resource officers that we have in place in these schools for 2 reasons. One, we have kids sometimes that act up and there's problems and an officer needs to be there. I understand that. That's good. Number 2, I want to build a relationship with these young people. I want these young people to know that we're there, we're their friends, they can talk to us, they can confide in us, they can share their problems with us. That's the reason I want to keep the school resources in there. I also want to fight, continue the fight, increase the fight on illegal drugs and drunk driving in Troup County. That's a big problem. Open the paper every day, you'll see where drugs affect a lot of us. Drugs are the cause for a lot of other crimes in Troup County, and I want to make sure that we continue that fight and increase that fight to make our county safer. Excuse me just a minute. Sorry. Also, I want to keep good programs that we already have there. The Are You OK program that talks about, that checks on our seniors every day that are maybe homebound. Great program. I want to keep that program. The Project Lifesaver program. That's another good program. If a senior wanders away and they've got Alzheimer's or something, we can track them. I think it's a great program. I want to keep the Sheriff's Academy for You. I want to keep Sheriff for a Day in place. I think that's a good program. That's reaching our youth. That's helping our seniors with the Are You OK, the Project Lifesaver. I'm for these programs. I want to keep our dive team in place. I think they do a great job when they have to be called on. I want to keep our K-9 unit. They help find drugs and stuff. So I think that's another good program that we need to keep in place. I want to continue to use confiscated drug money that is confiscated off the highways in Troup County, off the interstate, to fund things in the sheriff's office that we won't have to use our budget money to fund. That will keep our budget down. That will keep your taxes down when we don't have to ask for an increase in our budget. I've already spoken with the State Patrol. They have told me that should I get elected, they will continue to work with me the way they work with Sheriff Turner. They will continue to do strict law enforcement out on those highways and get that money off the highways and the drugs off the highways. And we can use that here. We can't be on the interstate just to collect money. We have to be out there fighting crime, stopping drugs through Troup County. But if they confiscate that money, if they confiscate a vehicle or other items, we can sell those and we can use that money right here in the sheriff's office to keep our budget down, thus saving you on taxes. I also want to mention that I have a letter in the editor today in the LaGrange Daily News. As I've been out campaigning, I've gone door to door and talked to a lot of people, and some things that people have told me is this. We keep hearing from other people that if you get elected, you're going to come in and just start firing people at will and just let people go. I know how hard a job is to come by. I work with a lot of these people back here at the sheriff's office. I know how hard they work. I know they're good employees. I have no intention of going in and just starting firing people at will. That would be ridiculous on my part. I need these people to help me run the sheriff's office. I have no intention of doing that. Another thing that came up out of nowhere was I'm going to be lenient on crime. I'm not going to be hard on crime. That is not true. I worked on the road for years. I made many cases. I prosecuted many cases in state and superior court. So I am not lenient on crime. What I do want to do is we've got a drug court that's in place. I do want to work with them because I think sometimes when people are arrested and they've got a drug problem, they can go to that drug court and maybe they can get some help and turn their lives around. I think that should be all of our goal, to get people rehabilitated, get them back into society and make them productive members of society. That's what I'm about. But if that doesn't work, if they don't want the help, then we have to put them in jail. We have to put them in prison. But I'm not just for throwing everybody in prison, because if we do that, we're going to have to build bigger prisons, we're going to have to build bigger jails, and that's going to cost you more money. I'm for the mental health court, if they start it. A lot of people every day have mental health problems. They get off their medications, they need help. If we can get them straightened out and get them back into society productively, making a living, supporting their family, I think that is a positive thing to do. Let me say, it's been a joy for me to go door to door and meet a lot of you, to come to your businesses. I've been well received by a lot of you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you listening and taking the time to hear my concerns and let me hear your concerns. It is my heart's desire to serve the people, you of Troup County, as your sheriff. I want to do all I can to make Troup County a safer place to live, work, and raise our families. And I ask for your vote on August the 21st. Thank you very much.